So to graph, if it is in slope-intercept form, you're going to graph the line just like you would. You're going to plot the 2 on the y-intercept. You're going to use the 3 as your slope. Remember, slope is 3 over 1 or negative 3 over negative 1. So you would go up 3 and right 1 or down 3 and left 1 and then connect the dots. Because it is just greater than, you will use a dashed line. And greater than, you're going to look at the y. Where is y bigger than this? It's on this side of the line, so that's the side that you are going to shade. To graph in standard form, you want to put it in slope-intercept form first. So if you're given the line in standard form, you're going to move the 2x over. Remember, when it goes across the inequality, it changes signs. So you have the negative y, the less than or equal to, and now you have negative 2x plus 4. Divide everything by negative 1. What's in front of the y? So this becomes positive y. Remember, we divided by a negative, so we're going to flip that sign. Negative 2 divided by negative 1 is 2. Positive 4 divided by negative 1 is negative 4. And then we're going to graph exactly like we did the other one. Start on the y-axis here at negative 4. And then our slope is 2 over 1. So we can go up 2 and right 1 or down 2 and left 1. Solid line because it is or equal to. And then it is greater than, so we're going to look at the y. Where is it bigger? It's bigger up here, so that is where we're going to shade. So we know that parallel lines have the same slope, right? So they have the same slope. All right? So when it gives you a line and a line or a point and a line parallel, the only thing you need from the parallel line is the slope. All right, so you are going to take the slope from the parallel line, whatever that is, and the point that they gave you. And then you are going to use your point slope. This is x1, y1, all right? So you do need to know your point slope for all of these. Y, that stays a y, minus y1, that's going to be the y from the point they gave you, equals m, that is the slope of the parallel line. That is all we care about for the parallel line is the slope itself. Times x minus x1. x1 is the x they gave you, okay? They want your final answer in what form? Read your instructions. What is your final answer supposed to be in? Slope-intercept form, which means that you need to put this guy into y equals mx plus b. All right? So you're going to distribute your m, and you are going to move that y1 over after you distribute your m. You're going to get your y by itself. So your final answer should be in this form right here, in this form right here. So when we're looking at this one, they've given us the point, and they've given us a line that is parallel to that point. The only thing we need from this line is the slope. I do not care about anything else in this line. It is irrelevant, okay? I only care about the slope if it's parallel. So they've given me my x1, my y1, and they have given me my m by giving me a line that is parallel. The line that I am solving for is going to be different than this line that they gave me. The only thing that's going to be the same is the slope. So I'm going to say y minus my y1, which is negative 4, equals m 1/5, x minus x1, which is negative 5. I do want to simplify this before I distribute, okay? Because if not, you'll really confuse yourself with your positives and negatives. So negative and negative. So minus a negative 4, that is y plus 4. And if you want to write it like this from the beginning, that's fine. I'm just showing you. But x minus a negative 5, that's x plus 5. All right? So you do want to simplify it when you're doing this. And then to continue, your final answer needs to be in slope-intercept form. So you're going to distribute this 1/5 through. So on the left, I still have my y plus 4. On the right, 1/5 times x is just 1/5 x. And then 1/5 times 5. Remember, that is 5 over 1. You can cross cancel, but you're going to get 5 over 5, which is just 1, right? Anytime you multiply a number and its reciprocal, you're going to get 1 there. And then my last step to get y by itself is to subtract that 4 over. So I'm going to subtract my 4 over. On the left-hand side, I have my y by itself. My slope doesn't change, 1/5 x. 1 minus 4 is -3. And so my final answer here is y equals 1/5 x minus 3. 1/5 x minus 3. Perpendicular lines. So for perpendicular lines, what do we know about their slopes? It is negative reciprocal. Okay, negative reciprocal means flip it and change the positive negative. Whatever it is, change it to the opposite. Negative reciprocal, okay? So when you are given a line, y equals mx plus b, and you're given a point, and we'll just say x1, y1, and they want it perpendicular to this line, we have to take this slope, right, and we have to flip it, all right? So we have to flip that upside down. If it's a fraction, you flip it. If it's a whole number, you just put 1 over, which technically you're doing 1 over the fraction too, but it ends up just flipping it, all right? And you have to change the sign. So if it is positive, you change it to negative. If it's negative, you change it to positive, okay? And then you're going to use your point slope, y minus y1, that's what they gave you, equals, but instead of just using the m the way they gave it, you're going to flip the m and change the sign, and then x minus x1. So this is still m, by the way, in the normal formula, but when you're using a perpendicular line, don't forget, you're not going to use exactly the slope they gave you. You're going to flip that slope upside down and change the sign, okay? So you're not just using the slope the way they gave it to you. You want to flip it around, and you want to change the sign, okay? So let's do one of these. Through the point -5, 1, perpendicular to the line, y equals -5 4 x minus 5. Once again, I do not care about this. I literally only care about the slope that they gave me, okay? I only care about the slope that they gave me. Now, they gave me my x1 and my y1, and they almost gave me my m. But for my m, I'm going to take this guy and I'm going to flip it. So instead of 5 over 4, I'm going to say 4 over 5. And instead of negative, I'm going to keep this guy positive. Okay? So now I have my x1, y1, and my slope. So I'm going to say y minus y1 equals m. That's 4/5. And then x minus a -5. What is it going to be here? X minus a -5. Plus 5, right? Plus 5. All right? Because it's x minus my x1. X minus my x1. All right? And then I'm going to solve. So I need to distribute this 4/5 through. On the left, I still have my y minus 1. 4/5 times x is just 4/5 x. 4/5 times my 5, which is 5 over 1. My 5s will cancel to 1 and 1, and I will get just 4 there. So it's plus 4. My final step is to get y completely by itself, which means I need to add my 1. It is a -1. I need to add it. Y equals my 4/5 x does not change. 4 plus 1 is 5. So point and slope, you're going to use your point slope formula. Plug it in, distribute, and solve. All right? Any questions on that?